Hi, and welcome to the Track Drive ringless voicemail delivery system. We'd prefer to actually even call it direct to voicemail, because most phone systems that are doing ringless voicemail are doing a two-dial collision with the consumer's phone. So they'll dial the phone, that ties up the ringer, then they send another call that can't get to the ringer because it's already ringing, so it goes direct to voicemail, and then they drop their first call. That's not how the Track Drive delivery platform works. It's a single dial, and we're delivering direct to the voicemail box. So the first thing you would want to do is you want to get a tracking number. You would do that outside the campaign, even though you could do it while you're in the campaign. Unfortunately, you do have to record the recording you're going to leave for your clients. So you do want to get a tracking number first. So when you go to pick a tracking number, you just pick any, toll-free or local. And then once you pick the number, you just tell us when someone calls back the number that's in the message where we're going to forward that call to. It could be your cell phone, could be a tracking system, whatever you'd like to do. And so then you just buy that number. And then when you go make your recording, and then you're going to come set up the campaign. Now when I create this campaign, I'll just upload my contact list. Now just so you know, it is a single row CSV file with the header of phone. So that's the only thing you have in your contact list is phone, and then a list of phone numbers below that. So you upload your list. You can tell the system to skip people that are on the DNC. If you just have an opt-in list from your TCPA compliant submits and it's still been less than 90 days, you're fine not to skip the DNC, but you do have the option to skip callers that are on the DNC. You'll go ahead and that number we bought before, you would say, oh, that's the one I just recorded, and you'd pick it. You can buy a number right here on the fly, like I said. However, you need to record the message anyway, so you might as well do it here. You might get 3, 4, 5 numbers out here and record a bunch of messages, then come back and set up your campaigns. So I put the tracking number in. That's going to be in my recordings. Now, if you're using your own numbers, just check this box so that we're not going to ask you which number we're listening for to get calls back on. So you can record with your own cell phone number or a phone number from your own tracking system and bypass the calls coming back through our platform. It will just go directly to your tracking system if you don't use a tracking number from this platform. Now, we do deliver the calls for you, or the messages for you right on our own numbers. So you don't have to purchase numbers to deliver the messages, but we do need to know where should we forward those calls back to. Typically, you will have a different phone number that you're forwarding to when someone calls the message versus someone calling the number that delivered the message, because you don't know if they've listened to the message if they called the number that delivered the message. So you would probably have an IVR or something to make sure they're still interested because they didn't listen to the message. They're probably calling back just because they see the phone number that delivered the message in their voicemail box. Then you'll upload your audio file here. So the audio file obviously is what you recorded with whatever number you're putting here. And then you can tell this system to track call or record calls or not. If you're forwarding the incoming calls to a tracking system, it's not necessary to record them here, but you can. If you're forwarding to like a personal phone or a business line that doesn't have recording and tracking and all that such, you would tell it to record calls. Now, we are doing a single dial method of delivering the messages. You can have the system show missed calls on their phone, or you can tell it not to show the missed calls on their phone. So if you do tell it to show missed calls, they'll see that they have a missed call and then there's just a voicemail in their inbox, but they don't hear the phone ring at all. So most people will say don't show the missed calls, so people aren't just calling for missed calls, they're actually having to listen to their message. And then if you do tell it to show missed caller ID, you can have it show a single caller ID and not the delivery number, so it could call directly back to you on missed calls if that's what you'd wish. But most people are going to say don't show missed calls. So then you'll just name the campaign, which is typically going to be something like the list ID and the phone number that you used. And then this is how fast we're going to deliver attempts. So these are attempts. You can have the system attempt to deliver X number of messages per time frame. So if you're really trying to get it out there, you just say 40,000 in 15 minutes. But if you're trying to pace because you have very good response and you don't want people calling back too fast, you can pace that out. You can also pace the successful deliveries. So I could say every time that I get 100 messages delivered successfully in an hour, pause until the next hour and then start over again. So you can pace your delivery of your messages here, and then you can also schedule when to send them. Send them now, and it would just run from 9 to 6 Monday, Friday, or custom schedule, and you can have it deliver the messages whenever you want in each time zone. So you can pick when it's delivering as either the local area of the consumer you're delivering to, or in the time zones that you're talking about. But you can schedule the deliveries. And one of the reasons you definitely would want to use the tracking numbers from the system is because eventually we're going to add a drip here. So you can send your voicemail to them that you're trying to get a hold of them, wait 2 days, send the next voicemail, wait 3 days, send the next voicemail. So by using the tracking numbers from the platform here, not using your own, we'll know when they call back, and we would stop sending them the messages. So that's a future enhancement development's working on right now, but you would want to use the tracking numbers from the system to know to stop delivering them voicemails because they're now contacting you. And then down here we already do have a massive amount of suppressions from known complainers and litigators, just trying to protect you from someone opting into a list and then trapping you later. And then you can also have your own suppression list that you add. Now it could be that you have a suppression list that's just for this campaign, so you're doing a ringless voicemail drop for a client and you're using his suppression list, and then you can also include your global suppression list, which you would be maintaining your own blacklist up here. So you can actually tell it to scrub against that, but it will be scrubbed against all of our litigator, squealers, lawsuits, questionable complainers, and such. You could also, during, like there was hurricanes in Louisiana and you're not supposed to be contacting people, instead of scrubbing your list before you load it, you could say to scrub Louisiana, for example, when that issue happened. As you're working on this, you could just say save for later, because maybe you did pull the number now and you need to go record that voicemail. That's fine. But once you're ready to go, you can launch the campaign. You can send yourself a test first to see how your audio sounds and to see that you do definitely not see the call being dropped or whatnot. Once the campaign is launched, you'll get your reporting, and I'll make another video about how to look at the reporting, but you would just call this campaign back up and the reporting will appear. I can't scroll any further, but it will appear at the bottom of this campaign, the reporting that's associated with the delivery, the callbacks, and whatnot. So that's how the Track Drive platform for delivering ringless voicemail functions.